At some point in our history, a remarkable thing happened. The rules started being made by all the wrong people. Our laws, as they stand, are slanted to punish honesty and reward dishonesty. Unfortunately, some of my fellow citizens seem to believe the Constitution was divinely authored. It was not. The framers were mortals. Brujo knows that behind every system of government there are no supernatural powers, only human beings who have no respect for anyone's quality of life but their own. Some people are fond of saying that here in the United States, the people are the government. I beg to differ. When was the last time I was invited to a city council meeting to put my signature on some pointless law? When was the last time you were invited to do so? Similarly, we in this country give much lip service to the word freedom, when what we really mean is freedom to oppress others or freedom to be oppressed. The very word democracy has degenerated into little more than a shibboleth. Why can't we simply admit outright that we think freedom is bad? Because if all of us do our own thing, control freaks would not be free to play God. Do you not find it ironic that when our politicians talk about deregulation, nobody talks about deregulating the people? I think victimless crimes should not be crimes at all. If I wish to say four-letter words on the radio or the TV, or walk naked down Main Street at rush hour, or drive through a red light when no cross traffic is approaching, or smoke marijuana, or purchase the services of a prostitute. I think those things should be legal because they harm no one. Likewise, that red light camera silliness had to go. It was ineffective anyway against myself and others who have developed appropriate technical countermeasures against these ridiculous contraptions. Our laws need to be based on the harm principle, not the offense principle. We pay much lip service to the problem of prison overcrowding, yet we do not want the obvious solution, which is to decriminalize those offenses which harm no one. We similarly need to place severe restrictions on lawsuits and to ban court and legal fees. Legality is more than just a series of laws. It is a mindset. Have you ever heard of the Wiccan Rede? It goes like this: and it harm none, do what thou wilt. Our civilization would be a very different place if Puritanism had not imposed its thou shalt not mindset upon us. In Puritanism, freedom equals freedom to sin. We need to stop believing that Moses wrote the Constitution, because some of our own laws are detrimental to our quality of life. These days, the rule of law has become a much abused concept. In the United States, at least, it has degenerated into the rule of war, lawmakers' whims, and lawmakers have a strange notion of fairness. we continue to give legitimacy to these people and their ideas, but it is a hollow legitimacy, one supported only by fear, the fear of falling into poverty, the fear of being imprisoned, the fear of being beaten or killed. Overcome your fear, and those who play God with our lives will have no legitimacy. For instance, take gun control. In the United States, this has come to mean men with guns control everything. But what we really need is goon control, psychological aptitude testing to keep goons from getting guns or obtaining control. My solution is to create a libertarian fourth branch of government in the form of a citizens committee, which would have no veto power over presidential executive orders or Supreme Court rulings, but which would have veto power over any bill or taxes signed into law by the Congress, the Senate, or the state legislatures. Incumbent office holders, convicted criminals, moralistic killjoys, and those who do not understand or approve of the democratic process would not be allowed to participate in this committee. The jury system has likewise outlived its usefulness and should be quietly discontinued. It has caused more problems than it has solved. Moses never said, "Thou shalt have juries." Finally, immunity and special privileges for lawmakers, judges, prosecutors, and law enforcement personnel have to go. They know how much they are getting away with. Who else but they create corruption? There are no private courts of law, no private legislatures, no private police precincts. Absolute power does not corrupt absolutely. Absolute immunity corrupts absolutely. Do we really want the United States to become the North Korea or the West or the Iran of the West? I dare say some of us do.